Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, I'm so excited. I've got another Make a Journal challenge for July. So I'm really excited for this one for me personally. It's been in the works in my mind for a while. So I'm really excited to get started. It's a Stash Buster journal challenge. So it's similar to the July journaling challenge where we are using things that we hoard in our journals, but the special things, the pretty things, the things that we're too afraid to use, that we keep on a drawer or a shelf, the vintage pieces or whatever it is that you have. Some people saying it was napkins that they hoard, another person was saying it was lace that they hoard. For me, it's a lot of vintage things that I hoard, and just pretty things, pretty fabrics and pretty papers and things like that. So that's what this journal is for. The July Journaling Challenge is 1 page a day for every day in July. Just put something on the page that you've been hoarding. If you're not a hoarder, just put something on the page that makes you smile, basically. The aim is to use those pieces that make us smile on our pages rather than keeping them in a drawer. And with the Stash Buster Challenge, it's similar. It's kind of a hoarder's journal challenge, but instead of not just using pretty things or special things, we can use anything, random things, and that's what I'm more focusing on, is a random eclectic Stash Buster journal. Maybe there's things that you've had in your stash for a long time that you just haven't used yet, not because they're special, just because you haven't found that particular project yet, or it doesn't really go with anything, that kind of thing. So for example, what I'm going to do is use a bunch of my ephemera that I don't use much. So I've got to try and find some ways to embellish some of my Stash Buster journals with these. My stickers, I hardly ever use stickers, and not because I'm hoarding them, but just because I just hardly ever use them. So let's Stash Bust these, yeah? And papers. I'm sure you've all got papers that you just have lying around, but I've got files I can organise my papers in files. So just random different papers that I put aside, book pages, magazine pages, and then there's not unfinished projects, but projects that I have finished. So, sorry, my cat is just chewing something he's not supposed to chew. Anyway, so once you finish a journal project, you might have all of this stuff that you didn't use, and then you just keep it and you're like, oh, what do I do? So I made an ocean themed journal, and I still have all of this ocean stuff left, and I'm not going to be making another ocean journal, or maybe you've got stuff that you don't have enough to make another journal with, or you're just not inspired to make a journal with that theme. So this is the perfect option, is a Stash Buster journal where you can just grab any pages. It doesn't have to have a theme. That's the great thing about a Stash Buster journal. These are like all my botanical pages and some other pages and things. So just an example of things that I have in my stash that have been sitting there for a long time. And so I hope this is helpful for you to actually start using things from your stash, and the aim is again to still create something beautiful and interesting and engaging and fun, but hopefully, because it's more eclectic, using your stash, for me it's going to be much more fun in the random sense, in the eclectic sense, maybe bright and colourful, and that mishmash kind of effect, but still trying to create something that works together as a whole, that's cohesive and that looks great as a whole, and that is just inviting and makes you want to journal in it and use the pages and fill them up. And just create on the page. So you can adapt it however you want. Maybe you do want to go all in, like if you hoard or if you have a lot of vintage stuff, you just want to make a vintage journal, or if you've got lots of shabby chic stuff, just make a shabby chic journal. But the aim is use stuff only from your stash. You can't buy anything new, and see what you come up with. So use it for the cover, the pages, and also the embellishments. And you can reuse things and recycle if you want, just can't buy anything new. Yeah, awesome. I think that's the main guidelines, but as I say, just adapt it to however you want. the aim at the end of the day is just to use some of the stuff in our shelves and drawers and give us more space and not let these go to waste, basically. And to go creative using these things. So if you want to be part of it, just leave a comment below. Maybe even let us know what's the thing that you hoard, or what's the thing that you have lots of, or sorry, my cat is just trying to get into things he's not supposed to get into. What's the thing that you have lots of that you could really, do well by using? And then if you want to share your stash and put a picture on the Willowbound Journals Facebook group page so we can all check it out. And then share your finished project as well. That would be awesome. Oh, Kiani wants to say hello. This is my stash, Kiani. You going to help me create with it? Awesome, guys. So the Stash Buster Journal Challenge. Hope you have fun with it. And I will see you guys. Oh, yeah, you have till the end of July to make your journal. Okay, bye, guys.